7 months pregnant. My husband Oliver suddenly pulled me to jump off the building together. I will never understand why he did such a thing until I die. Until I was reborn. It was the day I found out I was pregnant. I found a diary in his study. I forced myself to dial the phone, suppressing my nausea. "Brother, I want to go home. Brother always welcomes you back. Could you tell me what happened? My throat is a bit dry." Tears soaked the red diary in hand. Last life. I originally thought that after the child was born, Oliver and I will be the happiest couple in the world. However, at 7 months into the pregnancy, Oliver unexpectedly dragged me off the 18th floor without any warning. Our child hasn't had the chance to see the beauty of this world yet, just fall down with us. Lost their life. The reason he brought me and the child to jump off the building, it turns out it was for a love sacrifice. I think about after death. My soul will not dissipate. I can see my family organizing my belongings with my own eyes. Discovered his diary. The diary is filled with his feelings for the moonlight. Emily, to bring you together with the person you like. I married a woman I do not love. Every time I am with her, I feel disgusted. Just close your eyes. I can continue. Emily, you are the only sweetness in my life. However, you committed suicide for that man. They also took away the baby in your stomach. I am very sad. Every time I go home, I see Jessica's belly. I find it dazzling. Why did such a kind person like you leave? She is living quite well. Why your child cannot be born in time? Her child can enjoy the beauty of this world. Emily, you have left. I have no more worries. Separated at both ends. I no longer have any attachments to the world. I want to accompany you with them. The handwriting is elegant, like him. Looking at these words, one can almost imagine Oliver's gentle brows and eyes. He is documenting the love in his heart. It can be found in his diary. What he's thinking about is not me. Instead, it is I who hurts my own heart. On the other end of the phone, my brother urged anxiously. I just came to my senses, holding back tears. I stated my decision directly. I want to divorce Oliver. The brother fell silent for a few seconds, did not ask much. Good. Recently, I have a few matters to take care of. Can you wait a moment? I will come to pick you up personally in 3 days. I just nodded in agreement. The sound of a car came from outside. I put the diary back. As soon as I stepped out of the study, Oliver just happened to walk by. He emanates a subtle fragrance. It is a perfume that I have never used before. What are you doing in my study? When he asked me, a hint of panic appeared on her face. He sneaked a glance inside several times. I casually found an excuse, saying that I came to look for a book to pass the time. He let out a sound of surprise. Did not continue to ask, but has been staring at me all along. The expression was somewhat complicated. He suddenly asked, "Did you cry?" I am a little surprised. He actually cares about me. I just had a phone call with my brother. I feel a little homesick. Oliver's usually indifferent expression carried a hint of sarcasm. You're already so grown up. Also crying because of this. Can't you be a bit stronger like others? After saying that, he didn't even glance at me, directly returned to the room. I silently smiled bitterly. Is he comparing me to his ideal partner at this moment? Oliver's phone rang. A smile immediately appeared at the corner of his mouth. Quickly bow my head and start sending messages. I don't want to waste even a moment sitting together. Just stand there. After a while, he just took his gaze away from his phone. It might be a good mood. He took the initiative to ask me about the situation at the hospital today. Thinking back to today last year, I fainted on the street. Fortunately, a kind-hearted person took me to the hospital. As a result, I was surprised to find out that I had been pregnant for over a month. I excitedly called him. He didn't react much. He even said a bit impatiently that he was in a meeting. Since getting married, Oliver has been very distant towards me. I have also gotten used to it. So at that time, I didn't think much about it. I gently stroked my still flat belly. Only then did I realize that he actually did not welcome the arrival of this little life. I replied softly, "It's okay. In the past, if I had a bit of minor pain or illness, always seeking his attention. This time I didn't act cute." Oliver frowned at me. "Didn't you say you fainted? However, fainting is also caused by yourself. Usually eats meals irregularly. It's strange that the body is in good condition. I am still very calm. In fact, I have a regular meal schedule for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but ever since being with Oliver, I always want to eat with him. In order to cooperate with him, this is what led to an irregular diet. My attitude is different from before. Oliver only found it boring after looking at me for just 2 minutes. Turned and entered the bathroom. In we chat. My brother sent the ticket booking information. I replied with good, just wanted to quit. I suddenly received a friend request from Emily. I remember that I had never encountered such a thing in my past life. I will never know that they had such a relationship until I die. Hesitated for a moment. I still decided to go through with it. Open her moments. The first item shows a screenshot. Please provide the original text that needs to be translated. Given someone's good attitude, Princess Emily reluctantly forgave him. Below is a screenshot of Oliver's social media post. I haven't seen this content before. It is likely that she has blocked him. Apology letter. I am Oliver. I shouldn't have held hands with that woman yesterday. Princess Emily saw it. Cried for 10 minutes. While shopping with Princess Emily, one should focus. You shouldn't answer calls from other women. No other woman should get pregnant with my child. I will guarantee, no matter what happens, Princess Emily will always be the most important person in my heart. I hope Princess Emily can forgive me for this small mistake. I will definitely remember the lesson. Be a loyal person. I listened to her words, gave her a thumbs up, then exited WeChat. It turns out he was talking about a meeting. Actually, he is out shopping with someone else he likes. I spoke softly to my belly baby. Dad doesn't really like you, but Mom really likes it. Mom is looking forward to your arrival. I found out about my rebirth yesterday, and I haven't eaten anything since then. I'm very hungry. So this morning I went to the kitchen. I saw 2 boxes of pastries on the table. I was just about to take a box of pastries. I didn't expect to be stopped by Oliver. He is wearing loungewear. Hurriedly ran over. She pushed me away directly. I instinctively protected my belly. I just realized that these pastries weren't bought for me. Oliver frowned. A box of pastries was covered. This box is for someone I want to give it to. That box of hawthorn cake was bought for you. Aren't you pregnant? Hawthorn cake is perfectly sweet and sour. I felt a pang in my nose. Ask Oliver. You don't know that hawthorn can promote blood circulation. Could it lead to a miscarriage? Oliver's expression changed. After a while, I said with a bit of annoyance. How would I know again? If you don't want to eat, then don't eat. I pointed to the pastry in his hand and said, Do you really not know? Then why don't you buy her some hawthorn cake too? I just saw that the packaging says cherry cake. Cherries are beneficial during pregnancy. Oliver cares so much about Emily. How could one not know what is good to eat during pregnancy? My calm questioning seemed like provocation in Oliver's eyes. He seemed to look at me in disbelief. How could you be so heartless? I bought you hawthorn cake because I didn't know. You clearly know, but still had me buy it for Emily. Are you going to become a mother yourself? Why can't you accept other children? I suddenly laughed. Oliver, let's get a divorce. I will draft the divorce agreement for you tomorrow. Oliver's expression changed instantly, just because of this minor issue. I answered, It is just because of this small matter. He stared intently at my face. It seemed as if they were trying to read something from my face. I ignored him. Walk straight into the kitchen and make breakfast for yourself. This time, I didn't invite Oliver to eat after I finished cooking, but was staring at the phone. Pretend he is not there. I just want to wait for my brother to come pick me up. I made an appointment for a prenatal checkup while having a meal after rebirth. I was in too much of a hurry at that time. Rushed home from the hospital. Did not conduct a comprehensive examination like in the previous life. Something small happened yesterday that I had never encountered before. I am a little worried about the child's condition. I think it's better to get checked for peace of mind. Suddenly, I heard a voice coming from above. I'll take you to the hospital. I was startled. I almost dropped the chopsticks in my hand. Just as I was about to bend down to pick it up, Oliver made a move I've never seen before. He came in person. Helped me pick up the chopsticks. They gave me a new pair in exchange. If you are pregnant, try not to bend over frequently. What is the situation? Because I initiated the divorce. He suddenly became nice to me. I shook my head. Such a thing is impossible. He got divorced exactly as he wanted. Say it again. Emily's behavior was so provocative yesterday. It's like issuing a challenge to me. Fortunately, Emily hasn't run into any trouble yet. This way, Oliver won't have any ill intentions towards me and the child for the time being. For convenience, I agreed. On the car, Oliver said, I do not agree to the divorce. I looked at him in surprise. I suddenly remembered what I wrote in my diary yesterday. Is he worried that I will get back together with my childhood friend after my divorce? Affecting Emily's happiness. Thinking of this, I'll say it directly. You can rest assured. After the divorce, I will take care of the baby on my own. Will not date anyone. He looked at me strangely, just about to say something. The phone rang. See the caller ID. His expression softened again. A few seconds later, the car came to a sudden stop. My belly almost touched the seat in front of me. He hurriedly asked me to get out of the car. then turned around and drove away. I helplessly took a taxi to the hospital, but there I saw a familiar figure. Oliver is carefully supporting Emily. It's like taking care of a precious treasure. We unexpectedly ran into each other in the hallway. Their eyes met. Oliver was taken aback. Next to her, Emily smiled and said, "Is Sister Jessica coming for a prenatal checkup as well?" Although I am not very familiar with her, but I saw her once when she got married to my childhood friend, I nodded politely. Emily playfully hit Oliver. "Why didn't you tell me that Sister Jessica came to the hospital too? If I had known, I wouldn't have asked you to accompany me. What if Sister Jessica blames me? That is your responsibility." Oliver quickly comforted her. Such indulgence caught me by surprise. Married for 5 years, I have become accustomed to his indifference and nonchalance. I used to think that a cold-hearted CEO like him, in the end, I can bring warmth to him. I didn't expect that he wasn't ice at all. There is just a natural sense of distance towards me. I smiled gently and asked, "Where is Michael? Why isn't he by your side?" Speaking of Michael, Emily's smile instantly vanished. A glimmer of resentment flashed in her eyes. However, it was quickly covered up. She bit her lip. Tears are welling up in the eyes. Oliver frowned, a face full of heartache. She asked me with a hint of anger, "Are you doing this on purpose?" I blinked. "Actually, I really don't know. You know very well that Michael and Emily had an argument. Emily is currently pregnant. If she becomes so sad that it affects the child, you think you can be responsible?" I retorted. "How would I know you have Michael's WeChat? I don't believe you can't see his social circle." He forgot. "When we got married, you said you could not stand my relationship with Michael. Let me delete him. However, I don't want to say much to him. Speak directly. I don't pay attention to other people's husbands." Then they left back home. The divorce agreement has arrived. I signed my name without hesitation, then began to pack the luggage. Oliver returned home, noticed that many things were missing from the house. "It's all mine." He is very angry, ran to the bedroom. A hand grabbed my wrist. "You just bought the wrong item. First, they said they wanted a divorce, and intentionally provoked Emily. Now they are doing this again. Jessica, I didn't realize you were such a hassle before. I struggled a few times but couldn't break free. He has to hold on to it," I said coldly. "If you find me troublesome, then go ahead and divorce me." I tilted my chin at the items on the vanity. Oliver walked over quickly. He appeared very unhappy upon seeing the agreement. The fingers were clenched tightly, turning white. He threw the agreement against the wall, looked at me coldly, say, "Don't overthink it. We will definitely be together." Upon hearing this, I felt a jolt in my heart. The pain from the past surged back into my heart. I didn't notice that he had already walked up to me. When I came to my senses, he has pinned me down on the bed. He gave a cold smile. "Say, Jessica, I don't like this way of vying for affection. I want to explain that I am not vying for favor." But before the words were spoken, they were interrupted. I held my stomach in pain, has been shouting, "No, child, child." Oliver walked into the bathroom. To turn everything upside down, I lie helplessly in bed, opened Emily's WeChat. Indeed, she posted a status update that only I can see. "Someone is really lovely." In order to prevent my child from being bullied after birth, they actually said they would send their child to learn Sanda. From now on, be my child's bodyguard. I said there is a great night. There is also a little bodyguard. Then what should I do if I still need a nanny? Will you let your wife take care of me in the future? I was so angry that I couldn't catch my breath. They have already been bullying me. Now you actually want to bully my child? However, thinking that Oliver does not want a divorce. Perhaps we can start from Emily's side. So I opened her chat history, send her the photos of the rash that were just taken. Indeed, the next moment, Oliver's phone rang. I deliberately said after I connected, "Emily, is something wrong?" My husband went to take a shower. Emily hung up the phone abruptly. Angrily, they kept cursing in my messages. "You bad woman. Actually dared to be so close to Oliver. He does not love you at all. You are really being a bit too much. He told me himself. He doesn't actually love you. I married you for my sake. How can you be so shameless?" She also took the initiative to attract him. I replied calmly, "This is his choice. Moreover, we are a legal couple. You have no right to interfere in our matters." Emily kept making phone calls. When I pressed the button for the 10th time, Oliver walked out wrapped in a towel. He looks in a good mood, gave me a glance, but her expression suddenly changed when she saw the phone. "You hung up on me," I said softly. "Yes, it's too noisy." Oliver's expression changed instantly after the call was returned. His expression grew darker. Until the last moment of hanging up the phone, he slammed his phone against the wall. Do you know what I dislike most about you? It is a heart that is cruel. Clearly aware that Emily is feeling upset right now. Still pregnant, the body is also not very stable. Even wanting to scold her, you can't be a little more decent. I let out a cold laugh. It is possible that Emily may be exaggerating. I didn't expect Oliver to say something so righteous. Last time, he took his wife and child to bid farewell to death. Have you ever thought about whether you are human? His standards aren't just set for Emily, are they? My expression like this made him angry. Oliver raised his hand to pick up the divorce agreement. Just signed it without thinking. Just when I let out a sigh of relief, he said, "Now, we need to make another calculation." He ignored my pleas for mercy and my pregnancy. They forcibly pulled me into the car, drove straight to Emily's house. Then he forcefully dragged me in front of Emily, kneeled down and apologized to Emily. I shouted in anger, "Don't think about it." Emily pretended to be surprised, covering the chest, biting her lip in grievance. "Oliver, don't say that. Sister Jessica actually cares about you a lot. That's why they have some hostility toward me," I said with a cold smile. "I have hostility towards you. Aren't you the one who has hostility towards me? You care about Michael's initial pursuit of getting back together with me. That's why I let Oliver get close to me. Actually, you have always been jealous of me, haven't you? How did you know?" Oliver asked in surprise. Tears kept streaming down Emily's face, shaking his head, almost unable to stand. "No, Sister Jessica, how can you think of me this way?" Oliver gently supported her in concern. "Tell me, since you already know. Then I'll just say it directly. Emily is so kind. If it weren't for my insistence on doing it this way, she definitely won't agree. If she truly disagrees, will firmly oppose you, Oliver. Are you stupid? Her attitude is the answer." Oliver was taken aback. No time to think further. Emily's tears fell on his hand. In an instant, his heart ached and he wiped her tears away. Emily said through her sobs, "Oliver, you don't have to worry about me anymore. Sister Jessica is wrongly accusing me out of jealousy. If you are still this nice to me, she will eventually take action against me." Said that, she is holding her stomach. A painful expression appeared on his face. Oliver pushed me anxiously. He grabbed my collar and pulled me back. "Jessica, you need to kneel down and apologize to Emily." I saw a smug smile on Emily's lips. Struggling desperately. "Impossible." Oliver saw me like this. He kicked me directly on my right leg, forced me to kneel. "I want to stand up." He kicked my knee with his other foot. My stomach also started to hurt. A wave of panic rushed over me. I held his hand tightly, said eagerly, "Quick, take me to the hospital. My stomach hurts badly." Emily seemed to be watching something interesting. "Say, Sister Jessica, is this excuse learned from me? But I am really, you are fake." Oliver listened to her. The worried expression just now immediately turned into annoyance. "It's here again. Jessica, aren't you going too far? I don't believe that you can have a miscarriage just by kneeling down and apologizing." I don't have time to consider them, struggling to run outside. The hand was trembling while hailing a taxi. Suddenly, the phone was knocked down. I was pinned to the ground. Just as I lifted my head, it was pressed down again. "I'm sorry. I was pampered by my family since childhood, living in abundance. I didn't expect to be subjected to such humiliation, but for the baby in my belly, I can only endure," I said through clenched teeth. I kneel down. "I apologize." Only then did Oliver let go. I walked towards Emily in the face of her provocation. He firmly knocked his head. "Then he slashed," she asked while covering his or her stomach. "Is it ready?" Emily said. "What should I do?" I can't feel Jessica's sister's sincerity in her apology. My stomach is hurting more and more. There's no way. I had no choice but to knock 3 more. The forehead is bleeding. Emily still feels that I am not sincere. Just when I felt hopeless, "Sister," I turned back in surprise. I found out that it was my brother who came to pick me up. Seeing me kneeling on the ground in such a helpless state, the older brother was so angry he nearly exploded. He grabbed Oliver and threw 2 punches at him. "I'm afraid something might happen to me." Just didn't waste any time with him. "Hurry and take me to the hospital." Fortunately, my baby is fine. My brother asked me what happened. I thought it over, worried that he wouldn't be able to accept the matter of reincarnation. So I told him, "I had a dream. I dreamed that Oliver took both mother and daughter away for his white moonlight." The elder brother was silent for a while. "Speak firmly. Let's go back now to get our luggage. Set off tonight." I returned home. Oliver wanted to say something, but then it stopped again. "I will speak first. I will come back after the 1-month cooling-off period ends." We went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to complete the formalities. Oliver didn't say anything, just looked down at me. My brother pulled me straight to the bedroom. quickly packed the luggage, take me to the airport. Before leaving, Oliver said something that I didn't quite understand. I was wrong just now. I was too impulsive, but I don't want a divorce. Take another month to think about it. I did not respond to him. At the airport, I received a WeChat message from Emily. I heard you're getting a divorce. Really good. Start over. I just realized that Oliver is the most important person to me. I don't want anyone to interfere between us. Start over. Did Emily also reincarnate? However, look at Oliver's expression. Only Emily and I should have been reborn. But this no longer has anything to do with me. I turned off my phone, turned around and boarded the plane home. On the plane, I closed my eyes and took a short nap. I dreamt about many things from the past. Michael and I grew up together. It naturally led to falling in love, but he controls me too much. I feel very tired. So a breakup was suggested. During the time he was desperately trying to get back together with me, Emily has started to pursue Michael. At the same time, I met my brother's partner, Oliver. He looks very charismatic, although not much was said, but the person is very indifferent. I thought he was like that with everyone. I feel that men who are a bit aloof are actually more devoted. He and I are still in a stage of ambiguity. One day, he suddenly came to my house. He asked me if I was willing to marry him. My family urged me to think it over, because Oliver is going to another city for development. If I marry him, I won't be able to stay close to my parents. But I couldn't listen at all. Blinded by love, immediately agreed to him, although he is not very enthusiastic towards me, but he also did what a husband should do. I think he is just that kind of person. It's okay. Later, I am pregnant, although he doesn't seem very happy, but every time I have a prenatal checkup, they are there with me. Until one day, he locked himself in the study after returning home, 3 whole days and 3 nights. I thought he was busy with work. Later I found out that day was the day Emily passed away. That's it. I know nothing about this, until his sadness became uncontrollable, suddenly pulled me to jump off a building. We arrived at the airport in the early morning after getting off the plane. He didn't let me take anything, get in my brother's car. I just realized that he is not very young, but there are a few white hairs. I remember after I died in my previous life, the brother's hair turned white overnight. See Oliver's diary. Only then did I realize that his beloved sister had suffered so much injustice, in so much pain that it feels nearly impossible to continue living. My brother noticed my emotions. She stuffed a bottle of milk into my hands, said with a smile, "We can't let my nephew go hungry. I can no longer control myself," cried very sadly, "Brother, I was wrong. I shouldn't have disregarded your advice. Silly girl, it's not you who is wrong, but those who harm others, whether your dreams are real or not, who dares to bully my sister. I will make them pay the price." Back home, eating and bathing, then fell asleep. When I woke up again, it was already afternoon. My brother told me that his company has terminated its collaboration with Oliver. Then I received a message from Michael. He said he has already divorced Emily. Ask me if I can meet you. I declined. I just want to safely give birth to the child now. Accompany her as she grows. Continue reading. Emily surprisingly sent me a lot of WeChat messages. The content is merely a showcase of Oliver's kindness towards her. I saw a photo of Oliver cooking in person. I can't help but recall when I was 7 months pregnant in my previous life. He has never cooked a meal for me. Love and indifference are truly evident. I took a screenshot of the chat history and saved it. I happily made plans with a few friends to go shopping together. During this time, under the care of my parents, my brother continuously sends me supplements. I have a very good complexion. Moreover, the belly hasn't shown yet. She looks like a little girl who has never been married. Every time I go out with friends to take photos, they always say angrily that I don't need to edit my photos at all. Recently, I have also been updating my moments frequently. 1 week after returning home, Oliver sent me a WeChat message. Ask me how I am. I was not polite. Replied directly to him. Friends circle for personal viewing. Then sent the chat screenshot to Emily. She was so angry that she said many terrible things to me. Another week passed. I am watching a show at home. The doorbell rang. I thought my brother forgot to bring the key back. He walked over lazily and said, "Next time if I forget to bring the keys, you have to." The person outside the door is Oliver. I held my stomach. The face suddenly turned pale. He also looked at my stomach. A complex emotion flashed in the eyes. I felt a tightness in my heart. This expression, he shouldn't have also been reborn, right? I quickly took out my phone. The hands are trembling. I am ready to call my brother, but he was pinned down by him. "Don't worry, this time I won't hurt you anymore. There is nobody at home." A pregnant woman like me simply cannot handle a strong man, so I had to try to calm him down, pretend to be hungry, take him to a crowded Western restaurant, look at the people around. I breathed a sigh of relief, but when I looked at him again, I found that he had been staring at me. There was guilt reflected in his eyes. It left me stunned for a moment. "You have become more beautiful." I did not respond. "It has also become fuller." I frowned and interrupted him. "What exactly do you want to express? Is it saying that after I left you just realized that compared to Emily, like me more, your feelings are truly reckless?" Oliver's expression changed. "Still talking. If I don't want to get a divorce, would you be willing to give me another chance?" I did not reply. He continued speaking. "Emily and I grew up in the same orphanage. I have regarded her as my little sister since childhood. I have been thinking a lot these days. I don't know whether my feelings for Emily are love or affection, but I am sure of this. Over the past 5 years, I have developed feelings for you. When you are not here, every day when I wake up, I feel an emptiness in my heart. I can no longer receive your messages on my phone. I feel very lonely. In these 5 years, I ignored his indifference. I share my life with him every day. He seldom replies to me. Sometimes, when in a good mood, they will reply to me a few times. At that time, I happily jumped up on the street. Sometimes he feels down. The message I sent became the target for him to vent his frustrations. I feel very helpless. I feel like I am bothering him. Now he tells me that he has fallen in love with me. Feeling lonely not receiving my messages, I couldn't help but smile. "How much is your affection for me worth?" At this moment, the waiter has brought the dishes. I am currently pregnant, easily hungry, looking down, eating to oneself. Oliver silently cut the steak on his plate into small pieces, put it on the plate on my side. "Eat more. The baby needs nutrition now." I drop the fork heavily onto the plate, make a crisp sound. I find it very amusing. "I miss the baby now. Did you not think of him when I was kneeling down, when I asked you to take me to the hospital? Why didn't you think about the baby's situation?" Oliver hurriedly explained. "I didn't know it would be this serious. I was very angry at that time. I thought you were pretending. It's really too self-righteous. This is the beginning of foolishness." After finishing the meal, I settled that account for myself, prepare to leave, but he grabbed my wrist, looked at me seriously and said, "If I say I have been reborn, do you think I have a problem?" I blinked, heard him say, "In my previous life, I missed Emily too much, impulsive, pull you and the baby in, but at the moment I fell from the building. I regret it. I sincerely want to make it up to you. I recall the pain from my past life." Suddenly, she forcefully shook off his hand. She slapped him hard again. "Such an incident occurred. Letting me go is the greatest compensation for me. Please arrive at the Civil Affairs Bureau on time in half a month. Don't make me hate you again." Again, Oliver's face turned pale. The last bit of vitality disappeared. He looked dejected. The voice asked me hoarsely, "Have you also been reborn?" "That's right, so I can't possibly forgive you this life. Just be with Emily." I finished speaking, walked out of the restaurant. He did not try to hold on any longer. The next half-month was very calm. On the day I went to the Civil Affairs Bureau to obtain the divorce certificate, my brother is worried about me. Someone went with me. It may be because we communicated very clearly last time. The process of getting the marriage certificate went very smoothly. As soon as they left the Civil Affairs Bureau, Emily hurriedly rushed over with the materials in her arms. He grinned at me provocatively while pulling Oliver along. "Let's just go and get the marriage certificate today, Oliver." Her boldness surprised her brother, said in half-jest. Divorce and marriage both took place on the same day. "Oliver, you are truly too straightforward." Oliver's face turned pale, wanted to say something but didn't. Emily let out a cold snort. "This is our efficiency. Do you understand?" After saying that, she leaned against him with red eyes. "Oliver, you want my child to be born without a household registration. Do you remember what you promised me before? You said that Jessica's children are not even as good as one of my fingers, compared to me and my child." Upon hearing this, I immediately looked at Oliver with a stern gaze. He is a bit shy. The words were on the tip of my tongue, but I didn't dare to say Emily. I said with a cold smile, "Your biological child is being humiliated like this. Why do you have no reaction at all? Are you still a man? What biological children? The child of a worthless person is also worthless." The brother wanted to rush up. I pulled him back. He turned to Oliver and said, "The worthless thing in your mouth doesn't even have half the bloodline of this man." Just as Emily and I were about to argue, Oliver closed his eyes and said, "Jessica, forget it. I don't have you anymore. Only Emily is left." I find him really disgusting. I can't help but sigh. Wondering how I ever liked such a person back then, I pulled my brother outside. Emily pulled Oliver inside. In the future, everyone will have their own paths to follow. Non-interference. I saw Oliver again at a business gathering, seeing him arrive. I told my brother that I wanted to go home. Still not out of the banquet hall. Oliver caught up. He looks very tired. The way he looked at me made me feel a bit uneasy. The belly is already so big. Why aren't you resting at home? He said. I replied lightly. What does this have to do with you? His expression changed immediately. Could you please not treat me like this? Why not? What kind of person are you? I am just the way I am. Speaking of which, I don't want to say more. Just about to leave, but he grabbed my arm again. This scene was seen by Emily, who suddenly came in. She let out a frightened scream. The entire banquet hall fell silent. My brother quickly protected me behind him. Emily has changed a lot compared to 6 months ago, became somewhat swollen. She rushed over uncontrollably, stopped by Oliver. Emotions are also very intense. Emily pointed at me and shouted, Jessica, do you really enjoy being with someone else's husband like this? Is that really what you want, to be a mistress? Everyone take a look. The woman behind Jessica's family maid turned out to be someone like this, always getting entangled with someone else's husband. People around were discussing. The brother pointed at her angrily and said, You have a problem, right? Clearly, you are the third party. My sister is truly a goddess. You should also see what your husband is entangled with my sister. Emily's hair was disheveled, staring at me fiercely. When I was with Michael, you occupied his heart when Oliver and I got married. You went to entangle him again. Jessica, how much do you really want to take away from me? I was so angry that I wanted to laugh. He is really a difficult person. This is the first time I have experienced this feeling. How dare you turn around and blame me? Watching the people beside me whispering without understanding the truth. I began to worry about my brother's future collaborations. I decided to let everyone see the truth. I handed the chat history on my phone to my brother. Let him be displayed on the big screen. 2 minutes later, the big screen displayed moments from my wedding with Oliver. Emily's every post in the friend circle stimulates me and contains provocative messages. There are also Oliver's diary and his entanglement with me during the divorce cooling-off period. The scene was so quiet that you could hear a pin drop. Michael arrived after hearing the news. He looked at the three of us, prepare to reveal the truth. I took out the evidence that I had deleted earlier. The true reason for Emily and Oliver's divorce was revealed. The child in Emily's belly is not his. She had actually been having an affair with another man for a long time. Everyone started discussing. I understand my perspective on this relationship after getting married. Emily is wavering between two men, even to force me to get a divorce. Their actions are unacceptable. Oliver was so angry that he was about to explode. He always thought that Emily was a pitiful woman neglected by Michael. I didn't expect that she would betray me like this. She is a bit headstrong and clingy, but she is actually a good girl. I didn't expect her to do something so distasteful to provoke Jessica. As a result, he still wants to be with a woman like this. He watched his former partners look at him with strange eyes. He really couldn't stay there any longer. Pulling Emily out. Emily was still shouting at me like a madwoman, facing evidence but not admitting it. It's all the drawings I worked on. I am ready to go home. As a result, Michael's car stopped in front of me. I hesitated for a moment but still got into the car. I was still pondering how to explain it clearly to him. Michael smiled. You can rest assured. I no longer like you. I just want to focus on my career right now. I exchanged a smile with him. The burden in my heart was suddenly lifted. Later, I had a daughter. After completing the postpartum confinement, my brother just told me about Oliver and Emily's situation. He said he was afraid of me worrying, afraid of any accidents. I couldn't help but laugh. Actually, I have known about these things for a long time. After that time, the companies that Oliver collaborated with have all withdrawn their investments. Partners are no longer willing to collaborate with him. Some partners' wives are even worried that their husbands might be affected. Everyone thinks this matter is not very appropriate. Oliver saw through Emily's true situation. No matter how she acts out, he decided to wait until she gave birth to the child before divorcing her, although he will leave some money for Emily and the children. But Emily couldn't accept the change in his attitude. She tries to please him every day, even had doubts, suspect that he has another woman outside. I went to his company and looked for several female employees. Oliver had had enough, decided not to go home after all. After a while, Emily said she wanted to apologize to him. He was tricked back. When he wasn't paying attention, Emily jumped from the 18th floor with him in her arms. At this point, I don't have to worry about other things anymore. You can take your child with you every day. Binge watching. Finally, I am living a happy and stable life.